Hey everyone, good morning, good morning. Wow, it is hard to believe, or maybe it's not hard to believe, I don't know, that we're in the first week of May. Hard to believe, like literally, we're in the first week of May. And I wanted to use today to share the single best piece of learning, the single best piece of advice that I have ever learned from a coach, a mentor, from anything that I've ever learned. To give you some background, as some of you may know, I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade. And in that time, I've built businesses, I've torpedoed some businesses, but what I'm really proud of is in the decade that I've been an entrepreneur, I've built two businesses that have become multi-million dollar businesses. And I tell you that because it's in the context of one of the reasons that I feel that we've been able to do that, myself and my husband, has been because we're open to learning. One of the things I learned early on is that leaders are learners. And so we're continually looking at how can we be better, do better. And so in that quest to be better, do better, I have spent literally over the last decade hundreds of thousands of dollars on learning, whether that was 4 years ago going back to university to get a master's degree from Columbia, or whether it's been online learning or one-on-one coaching or group coaching or mentors or masterminds. I've always been someone who believed in the power of education and the power of learning. And so with that said, one of the things that I was looking for a few years ago was how do we scale? How do we grow? How do we get better in terms of what we're doing? And so I hired a coach. And when we started with him, one of the very first things that I was looking for was for him to give me, what's the strategy and what are the books I need to read and what are the documents that I need to read? And he asked me, what are your personal goals? And I'm thinking to myself, I've hired you for my business. I'm not asking you to start taking my personal life apart. I've hired you for my business. And this is what he said to me, which really stuck. He said that your results will only ever be as good as the being who is doing the doing. Now, it took me a while to understand that what he was saying is, it's that expression that we've heard that how you do anything is how you do everything. And in particular for me, it was about my goals. You see, on a personal level, I was one of those people who every year I started a new journal. Every year I'd been told, write down your goals, make them smart, all of that, believe in the power of your dreams. And yet every year I'd get to the end of the year and there'd be goals that I couldn't check off, goals that I literally would just copy into a new journal. And it just kind of be like, oh, well, guess I didn't achieve that, move on. And I asked him about that. And this is what I want to share with you. The single most powerful thing that anyone has ever told me. He said to me, the reason you have what you have, or you don't have what you don't have, is your goals, is your habits. The reason you don't have what you want, or the reasons you do have what you have, is your habits. And it took me a minute. I'm thinking, I am paying you a lot of money for you to tell me that habits, like I need the 20 steps and the 500-page document and the 60 PowerPoints that tell me this is what I need to do for me to be successful. And he said, success ultimately comes down to your habits. And he told me a quote from Aristotle. And Aristotle says, we are what we most frequently do. And so what I want to challenge you today is, now that we're literally a third of the year has gone by. So a third of the year has gone by. Where are you at with those goals, those dreams that you wrote down on January 1st? Remember when we're all excited about the new year, when this was new year, new me? Oh my gosh, and this was an even better year because this was new decade, new me. And this was going to be my year. And is this going to be another one of those years where you get to the end of the year and you can't check off any of those goals that you wrote down at the beginning of the year? So I want to challenge you. And I want to say that For you to be successful, you need to put in place habits. It's not about today I feel like doing what I need to do. It's not about when the mood strikes you. It's about being consistent. What are you consistently doing on a day-to-day basis to move you towards your goals? That is what's going to set you apart at the end of this year. Now, I want to say this. I'm going to give you, yes, this year has sucked so far. Yes, I am with you. And yes, this would be, I guess, in legal terms, what they would say, extenuating circumstances, where you get to sit it out and say, I didn't achieve my goals because, well, COVID and lockdown and all of that. No, this is not an opportunity for you to sit it out. You cannot waste a whole year sitting it out. You need to double down. You need to commit. Commit to your goals, recommit to your goals, recommit to what it is that you said at the beginning of the year. And you need to get creative. You need to get inspired about what is it that you can do that will take you to the finish line. Sure, the finish line may move because of everything that's going on in the year. But this is not the opportunity for you to quit on your goals. This is not the opportunity for you to let this be another year that you get to the end of the year and you haven't achieved your goals. So get in the game, commit to your goals, make yourself accountable to you for what it is you're going to do. What are the habits that you're going to instill in this time that are going to help you get to the finish line? So I want to remind you what my coach told me. He said, the reason you have what you have, the reason you don't have what you don't have is all about your habits. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what are those big audacious goals that you're working on. So slide into my DMs, DM me. I want to hold you accountable to those goals. I want to be the person who's going to check in on you and say, where are you at? What have you committed to do? DM me and tell me. And also I want to know if this is content that you want to hear more of, if you want me to share more, because yes, of course, it is simple to just boil it down to that one line and say that it's about your habits. But I know for many of us, we don't know, how do we implement a new habit? Why do we do what we do? How do we change our habits? If you want more content about that, for me to share some of the learning that I've had from coaching, from books that were recommended to me, from books that I've read, from my own experience of what has worked and what hasn't, then leave a comment and let me know. Have a great week, everybody. Make it a great week. And I will see you same time, same place next week. Thanks so much for joining me. Hey, Precious, how are you? Hey, hi, Mama. My mom's on today. Yay. Someone's telling me that lockdown has given me more time to focus on your goals. Yes, lockdown is a gift, because that's one of the things that, people have been saying, oh, I'm locked down and let me be a victim. No, what does lockdown let you do that you might not otherwise have the time to do? So make it a great week. Let's recommit to those goals that we set at the beginning of this year. Let's not let 2020 be another year that we just write off and we don't achieve those goals and dreams, those big, hairy, audacious dreams and goals that we have. Because you absolutely are worth it. You deserve to achieve your goals. You deserve to be the kind of person who achieves their goals. So make it a great week, everybody. See you same time, same place next week. Thanks, everyone, for joining me.